Russell Scott from scottcarvings.com. Today I am going to carve my brand new, a very simple, a very small Old World Santa. If you're familiar with my little Santa, this is what I call a little half Santa because it's nice. You know, if you want to put boots on it or something, make it more the right size, a realistic size or whatever. But I have been selling the other ones, the little Squatty Santas, left and right. They make a good, you know, if you are a person that is looking for, a wood carver that's looking for a nice Christmas gift to the kids or grandkids, your 27 grandkids, and you don't want to carve anything too big, that's what I have is my little Squatty Santa. Look on scottcarvings.com and you'll see it. This is kind of almost the same thing. It's the same size, but I made him into an old world Santa hooded gentleman, and he's going to have long mustache. This is a very universal universal pattern. That's why I have the hands out. What can we put in our hands? The sky's the limit. This one I might put in, I was thinking of a, if I can, it's going to be a bit difficult to have to trim off a little bit this, depending on what I want to put in there. I mean, you could put a stick in there and I don't know, just nothing in there, something in a hand or something, anything. A bird, put a bird on there. I already have a bird Santa. You put a stick here and a just a cardinal sitting right here. I've done many of them. This one I might do is one of those, what do you call it, where it's a stick with a lantern on it. And that's from a scrap of wood. Same with an owl. I'm going to do a white snowy owl with this. My plan is to present or sell this piece like as is, like this. And you come up with whatever you want to put in there. I may decide to make a little pattern sheet or something of all kinds of things. Also, what you could do with this is the same thing. Is he looks like a wizard? You can make him as a wizard. You could, you know, not use this. I think I do have the fur here. Same here. The heck with the fur. Paint him either, you know, black or white, or I've done wizards where I use a periwinkle blue, and you look out there, you'll find and call him Professor Periwinkle. But anyways, and you can have him like he's walking, and he'll have like a crow or a raven here on this side, and probably if you carve this out, you can have him have one of those hanging a trick or treat jack-o'-lanterns or whatever, or have them full of ravens, or a stick with a wizard type and put a ball on there. But anyways, this is I'm gonna carve this. I figure I might as well carve this out. Now this is going to be the go by. So this is from scratch, but by the time you get the go by picture, then you'll be more aware of what's going on. This thing's just a little latchy thing right here, and this will have the fur here, and the fur here, the fur here. Like I said, hands out, you could do just about anything. Have them put a hole through here, and then you can have a big candy cane. Make sure it's kind of more like an angle. Oh goodness, you can do anything with this thing. Not only as a Santa Claus, as an old world Santa, but as a wizard. Goodness. Sky's the limit. Okay, what I usually do with my rough outs is I always pencil in. I just got started and I thought, oh, let's do a video on this. And go and pencil in the creases that you know what's going where. Now am I still in? And I think there's a lot of room there. You can do whatever you want with the beard and the mustache. And see how it kind of comes together. Maybe I think I may have had it, or it goes like, yeah, right here. I'm even thinking, nah. I've seen some Santas that have where the beard comes down so far. There might be some room here if you want to do that with your wizard. I've seen like the Santas where it comes down and then here's a knot here. He's knotting it together and then there's still some of the beard left. I'm thinking, should I do that with this guy? I probably could. I'll think on that. See if there's enough room there. Because it's the knot I'm worried about. But I'll still continue with this. Yeah, let's try that. I've always wanted to do that with a Santa. Put a knot in there. Let's see if we got enough room. And if we don't have enough room, I'll just simply, carve it out. Now I've said many times the reason why I like to do this, take this, and of course the next step will be to take your chisel, your V-tool, and chisel this out. Now if you can see those, and especially like I said, if you order a bunch of these for the kids and grandkids or my others, is that you would get to, after you get to the first one done, then by the second, third, fourth, you know where all the creases are, and you just eliminate the pencil and just get in there with the chisel. But I'm doing this as if this is the first time. Well, it's the first time for me on this. I got the pattern somewhere else, and this is like a buckle here, a back buckle. That what it does, just like a front buckle would do, is to squeeze the coat together, and that's why you'd get this. Okay, up here. Almost. I like to trim these off for you because two reasons. One, so I guess I can get more in the box. I get a bunch of them. The other reason is, especially when it comes to teaching, I've mentioned this before and how long it takes to cut that blasted thing off in there. Using my stew-by knife and some of my stew-by tools in my stew-by kit, available from Chris Willock in the warehouse store. Carving warehouse. Oh boy, I'll make sure that it's in the description below there. Okay, I'm going to put since there's going to be a lot of V tool going on here, I'm going to put my glove on. And let's start in. I got myself a larger chisel here. And be careful how you do the chiseling, because you don't want it to slip. Don't mind the kids hollering outside there. Two boys, and also at least one more boy up the neighborhood, and their way of kind of divvying out who does what and why, and so you'll be hearing a lot of them. That's what I'm doing, is I'm being. Now I'm going to V around here, but basically I want to leave it alone after this. I think this time I put on enough cheeks. Usually I tell you to leave the face alone, especially when you start, if you're doing the ladies, for example. is to leave the face alone. But I've got enough wood here that you can at least start in on this. So then when you're ready, you can go straight to the face. Now I think if I'm gonna have this, I might bring this up. I might take and bring this up a little more. So either I do this, or if I shrink, well, I think that's probably good enough here. And I put the knot here. And just a little bit. I'll choose later that when I start breaking this down, that make the mustache a little shorter. Make sure when you cut down, not across. Because when you cut across, then what happens? It'll slip, and there it goes. Now my finger's out of the way, but his nose isn't. So I'm gonna kind of leave this open for now. Usually I think about things while I'm, like cleaning this all up, and whether or maybe even change my mind and not do it at all. But I know for sure we're going to have this. Oops, I went too far across instead of. I'll leave that for now. Get out of there. Tickle on the nose there. Oh, I forgot to put the pencil mark in here. And as I've mentioned before, and I'll mention again, the reason why I do this first, instead of just take the knife and start cleaning, is that sometimes what happens is that people will, and I've seen this before, and I'll say it again, when I was sitting in, I think it was a Floyd Radigan class, I was sitting there, and I was doing this, but the guy next to me just took the knife and just started in, and I wasn't paying attention, and his arm, the arm and the body was just one big blob, and you couldn't tell the difference between the two, the separation, which is a good thing that Floyd knew because it was his carving, so he knew. Now I give enough wood. I think the wood for the hand is that I think, depending on what you want to do, that hand might shrink a little bit. Be more, I would say semi-realistic, because this is a half Santa. I call it a half Santa. I mean, I've said the story when Lynn likes to develop, and she made that Santa that was way out of proportion, looked like a chimpanzee or a gorilla, where the hand was up, but if the hand went down, it would have. I would at least. I'm gonna start the beard a little bit here. If he would have put the hand down, the hand would touch the toe without bending, and that's what my Squatty Santa is all about. It's kind of basically her design. I did add little extras to it, and I saw that and I laughed. Oh my goodness! Nobody's gonna want that. That's junk. You never say that. You never say it's junk when somebody's carving. She laughed at me and finished it. It was a little cute. It's cute and all. Put that on the sales table, and boom! The first thing that saw, this lady just had to have it. And every time Lynn makes more and put them on the table, boom! They're one of the first that'll go. People just think that is the cat's meow. Okay, let us begin with, well, actually, let me take a quick swizzle here. No, really didn't do too much to bring up a thirst. kids are gonna bring up a thirst pretty soon. And I got it here. Then the purpose, then the rest is clean it up. Oh, did I do it? I did not do this. Get in there. Okay, as I've said, the plan is, now that I got this all V-tooled out, like I said, I might try to put a knot in here, do a little extra something. Let's see what happens. And then from here, most of it, and leave the face to last. And what we do is we just take our knife and just clean it up, for starters. Now there's more to it at the end, and we put on all kinds of creases and extras. And ooh, why do I sharpen this? Give it just a quickie. I sharpened these just before. I got a sharpener downstairs, electric. And of course you take it and you put it on a piece of scrap wood and see how it looks. I've discovered that does not really, it helps to let you know that worst case you're close. Because what happens is that the best way to test to see if your knife is sharp is for you to put it on your work. It's all clean. Watch the grain. Nice, clean, sharp knife is what you need to help turn on the non-flat surfaces. Now this, you need a little bit of the tip here to just now here's an idea. Here's the thought here. Some people, I got some of the character carvers, what they do is instead of clean, I still like to clean it because there's still, is if you plan on taking a round tool and doing this gouging bit, sometimes you could do this without cleaning. And you could do that if that's what you want to do, or whatever technique you're going to use to make this look like fur. Go ahead if you want to do that, but I still like to clean because I still haven't got it to the point that even though I clean as much as I can, there's still a little bit of that fur, this router bit fur that comes through. So it does, for me, it's the time to cut the fur. It's up to you. A lot of times I leave the fur just by taking the tip and going like that, and that's good enough. But it's up to you. I'll talk more about it on the other end here. Another thing that I've done with my roughouts, you see me cut out my roughouts, and what I said is I like to take, if I'm going to do a video, I like to take, or if I'm going to do one for myself, you know, every once in a while there'd be a roughout that has those little black marks on it, and I don't want to send them to a customer. And I would demonstrate with using that, but I'm debating on whether to keep doing that because I just don't want you to come across thinking, oh my goodness, all of them have. When you do things, usually you want to do and have the best when you demonstrate. And I just thought, well, here's two birds with one stone, but I might do that still. But I want you to know that Sid's roughouts are good quality. If you're familiar with Floyd Radigan, this is his roughhout guy. Every time I call Sid for an order, he said he would rush to the phone. Well, sometimes his machine would be on, and so then he'd hear the voice, and then he would rush to the phone, pick it up, and he would not look down as to who is calling. And he says, your voice and Floyd Radigan's are so identical. I'm going to have to ask Floyd about that. And I was thinking, who should be more insulted about that? From all I know of Sid, or of Floyd, I don't think so. Continuing on, as we are being visited by my cat, who, ever since we came home from our vacation, is kind of being close by. So if she does pop in, her name is Ethel, named after the second person of the Lucy and Ethel comedy team, because our first cat was Lucy. Well, that's exactly just about a year ago, we lost Lucy to old age, and so Ethel has the whole house to herself and enjoying it and having my total and complete attention. But anyways, let's keep talking wood carving and keep moving. Now, this is the summer months here while I'm doing this, so I may have to turn the air conditioning on. It's a little warm. So it's kind of a interesting thing for you to hear is, you know, if you're carving this in the wintertime and sorry, I got to put the air on. You know, where am I? Somewhere in Colombia or something? No, I'm in Minnesota. About 3.5 blocks away from Santa's Village. Because sure, it can get cold up here. And it can get hot too, because it gets a lot of the humidity. That's the killer dealer. It's not like, you know, Arizona and California. Well, maybe not so much California. You get that dry heat. I remember being there. It was in California, and it was so dry. It was like opening up an oven door. It was dry. And that's what was kind of difficult for me. Well, humidity is difficult. Now it's kind of choppy here. I'm not overly concerned, but I might want to fix it right away because I might get tired of looking at it. And I'll come back later when it's time for putting other details in. All right, let's start with the other end. And I just want to do since I'm doing a cleaning, in other words, I'm just on the surface a little bit. I want it to have a good clean surface, so I will just swipe once in a while. There you go. And even though I got this mark here, well, I could hit a little bit of it, but when I get more into the detailing, I'll be looking at it and saying, what more can I do? Okay, see, I jumped the ship here and got going on the back. So I better get back to, I think I'm going to have a chisel on this one. Yeah, I'm going to come back with a chisel, even though this looks kind of hacky, because there's going to be some creases here. So don't mind this hack here. Before I go, this one right here. I think there's a little bit right here. Oops. Oops, again, I'm burying the tip. Be careful where you bury that tip. Oops. Whoops. Watch the green. All right, I'm done giving everything a quick push, clean. I'm sure there's some odds and ends all around there. Now what I did was I changed my mind. Oh, I forgot this thing here. I changed my mind. Instead of it having him holding a stick with a lantern on it, excuse me, I want to make this a little more easier and then I changed my mind. I put it in this hand because the stick is going to be in this hand because there's less wood here that you would have to move. And I thought if you were to push a little bit of this back, you can open this up a little more. And I was going to have a stick with a candle, just a stick with a candle. The old standby for a old world Santa. And then in his other hand, I'm going to put a snowy owl in. So that's what we're aiming for. And, gee, we're almost done here, except for the face and beard and all that. Let me get in here and let's take care of, I want to finish this before I get into the face and beard. So I'm going to start at the bottom as I always do. And after it's relatively clean. Clean everything up. Start the cleanup process, and like I said, there's going to be a, let me see, I got it this way. This chip, that chip, and of course there's probably still some more cleaning up. I'm not going to spend too much time with the little odds and ends of cleaning up. Like this, I'm not going to waste your time. Let's get this nice crease in here. Ethel is out and about. She's on something in which I have one of my lights on. Put a little bent there, I guess the, nope. Now I'm just putting the creases in. You know, the final creases, because you like to see that shadowing going on in there. Like I said, when I'm at a certain spot, I'll pencil this in for you, but I usually just take the knife. Now, yes, this is a detail in a way, but I like to put this in when I'm doing the arms because it helps you round everything, round the arms. Bring this down a bit. Now I'll work with the hands as I'm working with the stick, but while I'm here I might as well take out a larger number 9. So make this kind of more rounded than flat. V. Bring it up. Cut it out. Just round these a little bit. And when I get that stick going, I'll adjust as we go. But at least I took the major portions out of it. Moving in, like I said, I want to be careful about where I'm going to put that tie there. But I want to at least get this started, this opening here. Nice shadowing. Now I also left, I think, enough at one of these if you wanted to put a boot in there, the tip of a boot, and see if he's walking. Make sure there's a nice angle. I like that. I need to get a smaller tool in there. I have to come back to that or leave it as is. Oops. Keep coming around. Do another one of these. And we'll of course adjust the mitts as we go. Okay, the back is almost virtually done except any extra cleanups. I want to do one of these. Gives a nice dent in their fold. Okay, other than that, I think I want to get into thinking about this. What am I going to do? Let me shape the mustache first. Pencil mark out of there. Just a little bit of cleaning and adjusting. Hold my side. I might twist it just a little bit now that we're getting into the detailing. Now let's see what happens if we did put something like this in. Then the beard would have to come up. Like this. So this is going to be exposed. Yeah, where's the center? Or actually, I'm going to have that kind of out like that. Let's give it a try. Is this going to be a disaster or what? I like to use the edge of my V sometimes to help cut away. Oops, can't get in there with the big. Probably with the little one is going to have to come in there. This is more of my rough out V. Now I know the hair would go in like this, but it would come out. I don't think I want it too long. Because then this is going to go up to there. And I think we got things kind of roughed out at what we're going to do here. All right, like I said, it's going to come up like this. Should be around a little bit like a knot. Bring this out a little bit. I think I'll bring it out more when I start doing the detail of that part of the beard. So we could establish that. I think that's good. So we can do the beard. Getting close to the face here. Let's take, well, that's what I want to do. I got to get some nice, my head on mine pattern is we want to take this really deep down. Oops, I did a little cut here. Oh, that's going to go away. Now you could have it a little bit like how I had it before I started digging. It's fine. But that's why I brought that out so we can have a big opening here. I think I might need a chisel to help me get in there and clean that out. And I could even go deeper if I wanted to, or not deeper, but even wider. And this is going to be in my detailing and picking, is get in there. If we can at least get, you know, the biggest parts. See them on this side. Digging wide and deep. And the beard will go back in. How does that look so far? Doing that, let me go get my, where are you? Oh, right here. Does that help? Get it so the light, I got the light in front of me. If I go like this, you get it so it's dark. See that nice dark shade? I like that shadow line too. Let's go over here. Yeah. So, I guess we're ready for the face. The reason why I'm leaving the beard and the the fur to the end, because we're going to do the same thing with both mostly. So I just want to get the knife stuff going. Now I'm going to go as white as I can here. I think Sid's router bit cannot dig too deep in there. And I got enough room here for some hair on the top of his head. This is an old world Santa, and usually they do have, well, it depends, but usually they do have hair on top. And especially if you're going to create a wizard out of this, there'll be a lot of hair in there. Let's separate the cheek from the beard. Get that a little deeper. No. Alright, let's start taking, in fact, let's put the hair in before I do that. Talking about the crease. Just take a little bit of this off. Around the top of the cheek, just a little bit. Again, separating the cheek, not only from the beard, but from the mustache. Again, we want to see those shadows. Those nice shadows in there. Same with on this side. I did separate from the beard, but not from the mustache. A little bit of the cheek. Okay, now the nose, I gave him a big honker here on purpose here. This is a big honking nose. Which, of course, means there's plenty of wood to make any nose you want. Even though basically, especially a wizard and maybe an old world, would have more of a thing of their, more like a vulture beak. But I wanted him to have a big round one for the sake of being different from the rest of my line. And of course, there's plenty of wood to do whatever you want with it. Now I'm going to come around here and get the separation of nose and cheek. Come around here. Little separation between the top of the nose, bridge of the nose, and the eyes. Now, what we're going to do, let me do a quick one of these. Where is my, oh, here's my Stubai number 11. 10 mil, and I'm going to do this to it. A little deeper at the bridge. I hope. Let me see, they're not the same. Most definitely not. You need to be a little more deeper here. And like I said, I'm going to put this little chip spaceship. Same here. And then the hair here. And I think that completes the cleaning up the saw marks of the little bit of adjustment here. There's some marks right here. Not saw marks, but router bit marks. And I'll come back with the eye later because that's all I need is the eye. It's kind of hard to get in there. Now the detailing here, because I'm not sure if that will be just a band. I think I'll have that more of a band instead of a knot. So I'm going to thin it. Almost, I don't say square it. Let me think of this way. Unless I cut this backwards, I may have. Around this. Now when we paint this, because it's going to be a darker beard than with the fur, that'll come out better. Or you can always bring the fur down more to bring that beard out. Oh, sorry, I'm just doing an itch in my forehead here. And I'm not sure how much more I want to do this type of cleaning, and then also it would not be a number 9, it'd be like, or number 11 would be number 9 if I want to get deeper in there. Oh, I just buffed that out so it's got some of the wax on there. Yeah, I'd like to do that a little more. Almost straight down. You still got plenty. Almost straight down. Clean that out of there. Well, the main thing is I got it started. I can take other chisels and other tools. I like to get it out in one piece, but he's not cooperating. Now it depends on how deep you want this, or you don't even want to do this at all. Keep it the way it was. I like having a nice wide hood there. So don't mind the bits in there. I'll clean it out. Okay, I want to get back to the next major. We're getting there. We're getting there. I want to do the hands. No, I want to do all of it, and then we'll do the extras at the end. Let's do that. Okay, next I want to take my number, let's start with the shot, do a number 8. Since I'm going to do a chisel, there's going to be a lot of chiseling. Doing something different this time. Number 9, about 8 mil. Or anything like that. 11 will do. 5 or 7 might be too shallow. Give it a try, but just to get these little scoops. Okay, this is the tedious part.